Hello and welcome to this week's podcast episode on the Holistic Business and Life Mastery Show. I'm your show host, Supriya Roy, and welcome. Today, we want to talk about 3 business lessons to take away from the ray gun experience. Are you wondering what the ray gun experience is? You should look it up if you haven't already become aware of it, because this is a phenomenon that's been taking over the whole of internet for at least the last 5 to 6 days. And just for reference sake, you can look it up. The main thing to take away is that Reagan is a nickname for a breakdancing expert, and she was sent from Australia to take part in the Olympics, and then her performance flopped because her standard of performance did not level up with the level of the athletes and elites that were there participating as well. Okay, now don't expect me to do a critique session on this because I am not a breakdancing expert. Although I grew up in an era where we would actually go and see battles. Like, I grew up in Sydney, and the nightlife, in the nightlife, I would go out on a Thursday night to the city, watch B-boys, B-girls, do battles in Oxford Street. There used to be underground parties, and so I've grown up around the hip-hop era, and I've had a massive appreciation for hip-hop and rap and whatnot. And watching her perform, whatever she did, it was not up to the level that you would expect at the Olympic level. Even though it's a brand new sport, or at least a brand new category of sport or performance that they put on at the Olympics, I believe that they've now reconsidered it based on all the chaos that Reagan's performance caused, which sort of overshadowed all the winners and all the people that, are at the level to get everyone's attention. But Reagan's thing sort of went viral and it overshadowed everything else that was going on, which is a very big shame as well, in the sense that it really highlighted how quickly people's attention can be grabbed with this sort of thing when there are serious professionals and people that are dedicated to the art of finessing and performance, and they dedicate their whole life's energy, be it money, parents, resources, everything. They put it into all on the line to go and do this thing called the Olympics, giving the world a view of what the human potential is. And then to see this, it really, really caused a lot of people to question a lot of things, as you can imagine. But what does it all mean for us at the Holistic Business and Life Mastery Show, right? So I first of all want to say that I want to keep this one quick because it is quick. I'm just going to share with you 3 business lessons that we can learn from this whole thing. So that we can see how to not do this so that we can perform at the level that is required for our business to succeed and not just be a performance of what our best is, So one of the biggest overarching thoughts of this episode is that feedback is so essential. Okay, and where this comes from is, if you haven't heard me say this before, then I'm going to say it again. There's a famous saying which is failure is feedback. Okay, so we look at failure as feedback because when you set your intention and you set your goals and you then take all those goals and put it in a plan, and now you're going to take action, there are no guarantees things are going to work out exactly as you plan to take action on, right? There are no guarantees. However, the fact that you take action, after you take action, you will get a result. And that result is feedback. If you get it all at once, hey, hooray, right? There's always going to be another series of steps to be taken to continue, right? Though most of the times when you're working on a long-term goal or a mid-term or a short-term goal, there's always a sequence of events that happen, and not all of them will look like exactly what you wanted. So therefore, we look at them not as failure, but feedback. Often when you come and work with us, when you are testing out your marketing strategy, that is going to be full of feedback. Okay, and then once that those steps are taken, that's when you have enough feedback to take nice decisions. Okay, so let's just look at what I mean by this through business lesson number 1. Now, Reagan's performance is what is the symbol of what these lessons are, right? So one of the things that is a necessity on the journey of having a business that performs is actually having the business owner surround themselves with the elite. Meaning, look, if you are you're always working on goals. As a business owner, you're always after a goal, right? Now, you've got to surround yourself with people that have already achieved the goal. If you are the smartest person in every room at the moment, have you heard that saying? Then you're in the wrong room. I'm sure you've heard this saying, right? So look around your surroundings, who you surround with, be it in your social circles, professional circles, and anything else. Who are you around? And if you are the smartest person, meaning you feel like you're always contributing and you're not really getting anything thrown your way, or you're not really having anyone else to look up to or learning anything, it's a sign that you're in the wrong room. Now, think about Reagan. I mean, how could she think that she was world-class level? One of the biggest things that really shocked me and many others is the fact that she got through the qualifier rounds, but her level was so not good. I have seen many dancers in Sydney, Australia, even though I haven't seen any other people from other states. There are many other breakers in Australia that can dance so much better. However, from what I heard in her interviews, she shared that the person that got her into breakdancing is her now husband, who used to be her boyfriend. And then she just continued going, and then she did her PhD on breakdancing and politics, okay? And she teaches that at a uni. Now, that doesn't qualify her to be the best, but that's her level of, qualification. But who has she been surrounding herself with that told her that she's really good? On another note, there are people out there that are saying exactly what actually happens in life. Generally, as a friend, would you really tell your friend that, hey, you shouldn't really go to the Olympics? I mean, if it was my friend, I would never tell them not to do it, right? But that's the value of going and getting into those rooms that you're not going to get into by default. You've got to put some money, time, and energy into getting inside rooms where you're uncomfortable, but because they're going to help you grow into a better version of you. They're going to reflect back to you exactly where you're at and how far you've got to go, because you've got goals, you've got vision, you've got dreams, right? That's how an elite performer thinks. Feeling it? I mean, this stuff burns, right? When you know you've got such a long way to go, you know you're working on yourself, but this is the lifestyle of someone that wants to succeed. This is the lifestyle of someone that wants their business to succeed. High performance, business performance is all about always encouraging yourself through your environment, through your attitude, through your identity to keep leveling up. in mindset, in skill set, in tool set, and everything, right? So you got to surround yourself. We have to surround ourselves with people that we can model. If we are not surrounding ourselves with people that we can model, all we're doing is just getting an ego boost by looking around us going, yeah, I'm the smartest, and everyone's just praising us, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to help you grow. So you have to invest in communities where you will get that, get that working for you. So what's lesson number 2? Business lesson number 2 is that people say just go give it your best shot in life, right? Even the Australian government said that Reagan had a crack at it. Many people are saying, well, she had a crack, and they talk like that in Australia. Like, we're having a crack at it. We're giving it a go. Okay? We really take a laid back approach to many things. Unfortunately, in business, our personal best may not be what it takes, right? It may not be the best for the business. Our personal best may not just cut it, and we need to accept that reality. So we actually have to look at our gaps, and we actually be willing to do what it takes to make sure we deliver on what the business needs for it to succeed. And this is where the difference lies, right? People that are beginners, people that struggle, people that don't look at bettering themselves, that are just ignorant to that level, they're always going to say, well, I gave it my best shot. I did my best. I've tried everything. And that is definitely a telltale sign that they're actually missing a lot of things that thriving professionals already know. That when we don't get our result, it's not that we didn't give our best, but our best just didn't cut it. Okay, so, Reagan did her best. Of course she did her best. A lot of people are giving her that. I myself think she's done a great job. She had a go. And I feel like, because she did this, she's just, created this viral moment for the world to reflect on, going, well, if she can do it, so can I. Or, now I really am looking forward to all the B girls that are going to step up into the arena and go, hey, look at me. Because until now, it's been a very underground thing, right? Breakdancing is not really mainstream, which is the beauty of it. Okay, so there's a lot of changes that are going to come because of this. And at the same time, how many chances does your business get to do that? What's your risk capacity? Reagan's trip got paid by our tax money. Reagan didn't have to pay anything out of her pocket. She got a lot of publicity. She got a lot of attention, and she's got a public profile that's getting, massive promotions because of this. So she didn't really lose much. In fact, now she's just going to probably keep doing many other things, right? But what about the other athletes? What about the entire game? What about the entire idea of having to qualify at the Olympics? Now it makes us question, like, well, if that can get through, maybe there is a little bit of corruption there, So what I'm really trying to say is, logically speaking, and if we're looking at the natural order of everything, there are no random acts of success. Success leaves clues. Success always leaves clues. And in successful businesses were not just overnight successes. There's been, consistent building and consistent up-leveling that has then created that level of results. And in her case, it was very clear to see that she may have turned up at her level, but really it was not the level of an elite performer, neither was it of the level that we would expect to see representation of a country at the global level, right? What's this thing about the third business lesson that we can take away from her is, it's a big one, and I've been realizing it for ever since I got into business myself. And that is, before I started my business, I actually did a short course on small business management. And inside that, I learned all the theory, okay, made all the documents, and also had a great trainer. And the trainer was an accountant, but he'd never run a business before, okay? So once I got into business, started running the business, I was running the business, and I learned so many lessons from just running the business. And the realization was, and this is the lesson number 3, is that just because you're book smart doesn't make you life smart or street smart. Okay? You've got to live what you know. You've got to put things into action. Unfortunately, just because you've got an MBA or a marketing degree, it means nothing when it comes to running your own business. This is why we have to work with people that we can model, we can learn from, people that are mentors that can show us how to avoid the common mistakes and pitfalls. And so Reagan has a PhD. She got introduced, like her announcement was Dr. Rachel something, right? Gunn. And I mean, just because, and she calls herself an expert in breakdancing because she has done a PhD in the subject matter. She has written many pieces, lots of nice content from what I have read and skimmed through. Though, again, it's like this is a performance-based event, right? And this is and business is a performance-based environment. It's so structured. It's so like, well, if you do this, this will happen. When you do this, that will happen. So it's predictable. It's very predictable, the business environment. So is health, and so is performance. Though when we don't realize that actually just because I've studied Ayurveda doesn't make me the healthiest person. Let's get that, right? Just because we are a doctor doesn't mean we are healthy. So this is the big problem, right? When we take things on a paper value and think that we should know things, we should be things just automatically. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So an athlete is an athlete. An elite performer is an elite performer. Here we help you level up into an elite performer. To be substandard, to be a standard performer is someone that is just getting by. But you don't get into business to just get by. The level of your goals need to be so much higher it needs to be 10 times higher than what you want to go for, right? The level of energy that it takes to reach your small goals is the same amount of energy that it takes to reach your big goals. So why wouldn't you set amazing goals and show up with the best performance? Because that's the level of, charge you have to give it. So that's all it is, and let's stop calling people names just because they have their own opinions and thoughts, and people are people. Everybody's got their own filters on. And so our journey as holistic professionals that have a practice, we want our dream to materialize. And for that dream to materialize, there's these 3 factors, right? We are looking to surround ourselves with the community of people, professionals, support that will help us keep stepping into the better version of ourselves. In case you are surrounding yourself with people that are just always making you feel good about your failures, then you're in the wrong crowd. You're not going to change anything by surrounding yourself with people that are just going to accept your, mediocre stuff, because you yourself know that's not your potential. Right? Nobody can tell you to do anything more than what you want. But if you do want more for yourself, then you've got to go and hang out with people that have more than you or have done more than you. Must. And it's not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be your nice people always. In fact, they're never going to feel comfortable for you to hang out with. But that's exactly where you need to go. You must understand that your personal best may not cut it to be the best. And in business, we have to be willing to do what it takes. Because it's all about integrity. It's all about, being whole in what we say is what we do. Our actions show how much we mean what we say. So the goals that we're not hitting, well, that just means that our best wasn't enough, and we need to go and find who can make us, do the right things, or who can give us the support and the systems and the strategies to make that goal happen. And if you give up thinking that, well, I gave it my best, that's all I got, well, that's it. That's where you fall off. But how are other people doing it? It's because they're doing what it takes. And that's the same with sport. That's the same with anyone that is cutting through that threshold of resistance to go beyond what their personal best is. And number 3 is whatever it is that you know as, our peer knowledge, academia, it has to be practice. It has to be street smart. It has to be life smart. You have to demonstrate it. When you can demonstrate it, then it becomes yours. Until then, you're just carrying information within you, right? And that's the thing. That's the difference. We're not just experts because we have got some letters behind our names or after our names. We're experts because we've applied the science, we've experienced the success, and then we get to tell other people about how we did that. Cool? So, feedback is so important, and I hope you're actually surrounding yourself with people that give you the feedback, experiences that give you the feedback. And I am really, really excited for all the changes that are coming. Everything that's shifting currently. This incident with Reagan is such a confirmation. Call me crazy, but I see it as a confirmation that now seeing that is going to help all the elites to come up, and actually show themselves. And they already are. Sometimes this is what it takes. But my community, I would always say, always look up, always surround yourself with people that are doing more, having more, being more, and sharing more. That's who you want to become. You don't want to accept that that's your best, because that is keeping you small. If you're unable to do something on your own, that's fine. Accept that and go and seek the help you need to go and better yourself. And know that you don't have to do it all by yourself. That's a strategy. A strategy that takes a long time to learn as a service provider is that you don't have to do it all by yourself. Cool? So that's all for now. I trust you got a bit of value out of this today. Let me know in the reviews. Share it with your friend, or just send me a DM or a response letting me know what you thought of this. And if there's a lesson that you took away from this ray gun experience that you'd like to share with this community, we'd love to hear from you. And until next one, take care and enjoy the week.